Hello ladies and gentlemen, Blank Check here, and we are up to Season 6, Episode 5, The Gauntlet of Fire. Pretty cool title. As always, if you want my full reaction, follow one of the links below. For my review doohickey, continue watching.
It's our old friend Sparkle Warkle.
That's Princess Sparkle Warkle to you. Now, I've heard through the grapevine that it's actually possible to make a review that is not the length of a full episode. That sounds kind of crazy, and I'm not sure if I believe that, but I'm gonna try it just to see. So let's have ourselves an adventure. We begin with Rarity and Spike out spelunking for gems.
I thought I was your bodyguard. Yes, that of course too.
I want to be your body holder.
Magic.
Rarity mostly brought Spike along in case she needed to make a sacrifice to Kali, but that fortunately wasn't necessary. She's also trying to avoid a mane full of bats, even though I'm sure she'd find a way to make it a new fashion trend in Canterlot. Spike does what he's best at and forces the situation to nosedive. Oh no, he's going supernova. Everyone run. We return to 3 of our princesses having a friendly conversation. Wow, this is fantastic. I would love to see Celestia and Luna get some development in a casual situation like, Rarity, no, don't, no! Oh, put that down. You don't know where it's been.
All of a
Spike had to ruin it.
Just started glowing and burning. Little is
Spike
known
needs
about
some
dragon culture.
hydrocortisone.
This is a
Alright, fine. Spike's glow effects are being activated by the head honcho dragon in charge, so he has to go and heed the call because, hey, DreamWorks made something cool out of that, why can't we? So the group from Dragon Quest, sans Rainbow Dash, head out to the Dragonlands, which is honestly something I've been looking forward to ever since hearing the season has a focus on the exploration of Equestria.
dragon costume we used the last time we snuck into the Dragonlands.
Oh! Crackle?
We might want something a little more practical this time.
No, I want Crackle. I better see Crackle in this episode. There is a ton of possibility for the different settings and cultures that the writers can create for the different races that occupy the show's universe. What could the Dragonlands have in store for us? Rocks. Okay. Also, Crackle, that counts for something. Well, at least we get some new dragon designs while we're at it, one standout being the current Dragon Lord, who is appreciably intimidating and dwarfs all the other dragons. Which makes me wonder why we aren't seeing any of those other large dragons that we know are in Equestria, thanks to things like Dragon Quest, Dragon Shy, and the Owlicious episode. Is this a teenagers only thing? You must be this young to attend this event? Maybe this guy is one of many Dragon Lords, and this particular clan is all he controls. Whatever. Continue. So, he's a bit of a dictator, and makes the dragons play Simon Says. We get a glimpse of his more reasonably sized daughter. I wonder how big the mother is. And he explains the Gauntlet challenge laid out before his subjects in the... Flame Kano.
The Flame Kano will be crowned.
Did he just say...
The dragon.
Flame Kano? Why? Oh. Sonic Flame Boom. Then Spike tries to peace out, and Ember sticks up for him, at which point we can see that the father undervalues the abilities of his daughter. We have a likable underdog, a challenge full of arrogant competitors, and a main character who does not want the prize. So at this point, I'd imagine most viewers could map out the general path of this narrative.
Burn the rest.
When I'm in charge, I will declare war on the sun and moon.
dragon wins. None of them can win.
Good plan. Spike decides that it would probably be bad if the next Dragon Lord attempted to destroy the pony race, but wouldn't that make for a pretty cool finale? So he changes his mind and joins in on the fun. The competition begins as Spike works on his sea legs, and these lovely creatures spit dragons right out of the sky. One dragon in particular, who Spike rescues, is covered head to toe in armor. I wonder who it could possibly be. So Ember's plan proves extremely flawed, and she expresses her disinterest in friendship, yada yada yada. We know where this is going.
Show him and every dragon who thinks I'm just some little princess. There are better
A
things than
pretty
being
little
strong.
princess. She protects the ponies from the wrath of one-dimensional Garble, even though one of them is a friggin' princess and would probably cause a bit of a stir if she were harmed. And she has enough magic stored in that OP horn of hers that I'm not exactly afraid of her chances against Nelson over there. Go, Toothless, go! There sure is a focus on rocks so far this season, from the Crystal Heart, to Boulder, to Tree Hugger. You know, she's always stoned. I'm sorry. Well, yeah. Ooh. Twilight's just teleporting herself and Rarity to follow along, what a cheater. But I really do enjoy seeing them constantly change their camouflage. It's one of the best gags in this episode.
Oh, that looks scary.
What?
I mean,
What?
you can do it.
I mean,
Spike, I wouldn't have
tree sounds. The cave is oddly alive here. Either the dragons have some sort of magic, or they've somehow harnessed the geothermal energy to power pistons throughout the entire cave system. Either way, it gives us more crackle, so I'm okay with it. Oh! Oh my god! Crackle! 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 Holy crap! I saw crackle! I'm happy. The lava pits here look really neat. I don't really have anything to say, I just like the design. The clumsy ponies almost pull a Terminator 2, but Spike saves them, apparently risking everything. I guess maybe this stuff is hotter than the lava he went for a nice swim in a few seasons back. Ember decides now's a good time to move to the next plot point, so she denounces the ideals of friendship and goes off on her own.
Because we were only helping each other get through the tunnel, and now we're through the tunnel, so... Wait. What?
Well, time to wait until the inevitable but emotionally uplifting change of heart. Okay, or maybe just inevitable. That was a jarringly simple and fast turnaround. All we did was get a couple throwaway lines building up her self-serving nature and a convenient choice of paths to find their destination. Destroy the ring, Mr. Frodo! My precious! So, Ember saves Spike and has a tussle with Garble. She moonlights as a WWE diva. And Spike temporarily becomes Lord of the Dragons. This is just silly. It's not just me, right? The whole situation feels strange and unearned by the episode. This is ridiculous.
Dragon Lord Spike.
That's right.
What is happening right now?
Now go start your long journey home and give every dragon you see on the way a hug. Don't tell them.
Oh my god. I don't think I'm angry about it, but it's just weird. He gives Garble a terrible punishment, and then we quickly get to the point as Spike hands over the reins to Ember. I guess Dragon Law dictates the maximum amount of time someone can be Dragon Lord, but not the minimum, and it doesn't matter how the rights are passed over outside of physically touching the scepter. So, Ember learns the value of friendship and the embrace of another scaly creature. Right.
Called a hug.
Oh, I don't know if I like it, but okay.
That's not a statement you'd want to hear in most situations. I don't know if I like it, but why not? Her father is proud of her accomplishment, even if he doesn't know exactly what happened in there. And now our tiny cast member is friends with a dragon lord who is a tolerable and fair ruler. I think one of the most potentially interesting results here is the possibility of seeing her represent dragons in some political scenario with the pony princesses later down the road. It might not happen, but I could imagine a situation where the leaders of all these tribes needed to get together to address some huge concern for Equestria. And then there's the fandom side of things. I'm sure Ember will make some waves. I'm guessing Spike's whole shipping scene is in for an overhaul. Watch out, Rarity, you have some competition. But like I said, with Ember, fans are going to drive a lot of the interest. She seems to have been well received. I've seen a ton of art, and there's a lot of room for her character to grow. I would like to see her return to the series. I did not dislike her by any means. I only think that she was not used to her full potential here. And she is now a very important character in this universe. Well, that was My Little Pony Does How to Train Your Dragon, and I don't have quite as much to say about it as the rest of the season so far. I feel like I watched a story play out too quickly. We were presented the highlights and major story beats of a fairly standard narrative, but with a disappointingly lesser amount of the clever dialogue and subtle character interactions that help define the show's strongest characteristics. The writing often fell flat for me, sticking to tropes and tightly binding characters to their roles in the plot for the sake of momentum, at the cost of character depth. I appreciate the Dragon Lord mostly as an idea and a visual design, and Garble's not as interesting an antagonist as most of the minor baddies of the show. Sure, Ember learned about the value of friendship, and is by default the strongest newcomer, but that conflict appeared and resolved itself so quickly and flatly that I hardly had the opportunity to register her as a character. Now, I'm sure I'm going to like her more as time goes on, as we get fan content, as her character is fleshed out through the community, but for this episode itself, she did not really leave an impression on me. Gilda had a pretty comparable through line last season in Griffinstone, and even if that's not one of my favorite episodes, I do think that was written and paced more adeptly. The way Gauntlet of Fire played out too often came across as mechanical to me, like they grabbed a story template, applied some pony, and moved on to another episode. I did appreciate that it presented another look at dragon culture in this universe though, familiar as it may be from both past episodes and other recent sources. The episode gave us new creature designs and a pretty unfamiliar setting with a few neat environment shots, and it brought some laughs from the running gag of Rarity and Twilight's camo, as well as Garble's simple-minded bluntness. Though Celestia and Luna deserve credit for my favorite moment probably.
This could be my chance to make a great contribution to the knowledge of
Hold your horses.
Be very careful. The Dragonlands are particularly dangerous for ponies.
Even Celestia and Luna
To be discreet.
don't want Twilight's crap right now. I kind of wish we had just stayed around to listen to the princesses chatting about their lives, making small talk. Just sipping tea and eating cake. Maybe in the future. Thank you all for watching. I will see you at the next episode, but until then...
But the Dragonlands
Oh.
are full of dragons!
Good job.
Creatures. Oh, not you, of course, Spikey Wikey.
How very observant, Rarity. I feel like we're gonna get some shipping by the end of this. I compel you to cry.
That wasn't a joke, it was a fact. I want you to laugh, I will say be amused.
Are you not entertained?
Just kidding, I hope you lose.
I appreciate that he's just so blunt.
Planning on swimming anyway.
Like he's so one-dimensional.
Do it, Spike!
Seaweed ponies.
Sandy, Rock Beach.
Wow.
Stupid sling tail.
You are a master.
I wasted enough time making small talk. Get it? Because you're too small to win this. I'm funny.
One less.
Oh no.
Good idea.
Wait, how did you two get through?
Good question. Oh my god. Are they just gonna avoid it?
Oh, you're better off. She was only she's just like all the other
I like their little waddles.
But that'll be super embarrassing.
I command you to do it.
What is this episode?
I can't believe
Has a nice ring to it.
What is the
What?
meaning of this? I can't tell you.
I'll be able to write a whole book on dragons. And I gained tons
Even if I can't draw for crap. Oh no. Oh god.
You even sneeze like a pony. The Gauntlet
That was-
is dangerous.
That was cute.